What up humans, Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the mage assassin hero, Selena. Selena has morph, AoE, blade, burst, and stun skills. Our Abyssal Witch, Selena, is a mage assassin hero. I consider Selena as a mobile assassin since she has a blink skill, and receives movement speed boost upon morphing. She can also be either a ranged or melee hero depending if she is on Elven or Abyssal form. Let me share some tips on how to use Selena based on my experience.
When you gaze
but before
into
that,
the abyss,
let me explain the skills one by one for further understanding. Selena's passive attaches an abyssal mark to the enemies hit by her skills during Elven form. A maximum of 2 abyssal marks can be attached to an enemy. If Selena is in abyssal form, she deals magical damage when her skill hits an enemy that has the abyssal mark. The abyssal mark disappears from the enemy when it is consumed, or when not consumed in a short period of time. It's better to spam your skills most of the time to gain abyssal marks to increase your damage. So make sure to aim your skills on your Elven form properly to gain abyssal marks. Now, let's talk about her skills in her Elven form. Selena's first skill summons an Abyssal Devil on the designated location. This Abyssal Devil serves as a trap for enemies since it doesn't move. Once an enemy steps on it, the enemy's movement speed is reduced. After a few moments, the Abyssal Devil will somehow devour the target and other nearby enemies, dealing a significant magic damage. Along with the magic damage, the movement speed of the target and other nearby enemies is reduced. Selena can summon up to 3 Abyssal Devils at most. If the enemy takes damage from multiple Abyssal Devils at the same time, the damage will be less. In terms of stun and disable, Selena's second skill might help you on that. Her second skill launches an abyssal arrow toward a direction that deals magic damage and stuns the enemy. The enemy unit hit by the abyssal arrow will be stunned and will take magic damage. The stun duration and the magic damage will depend on the distance traveled by the arrow. In addition, the abyssal arrow absorbs an abyssal trap or devil, meaning when the arrow passes above an abyssal trap, it will absorb its effects and inflict it to the target enemy upon hit. Selena's ultimate morphs her into their abyssal form. This skill is already available at the start of the game. Upon entering the abyssal form, she gains additional move speed for a short period of time. In this form, she is granted a different set of skills and she now becomes a melee hero. Each of her basic attacks in this form deals an additional specified amount of magic damage. Take note that every time she morphs, the cooldown of all her skills except for her ultimate will reset immediately. Now, let's talk about her skills in abyssal form. Selena's first skill empowers her next basic attack with additional magic damage. When she deals the basic attack, this skill grants her to leap towards the target. Not only that, she is also granted a shield that absorbs a certain amount of damage. The leap makes it easy for Selena to chase running enemies. In terms of mobility, Selena's second skill is the thing you might be looking for. Selena dashes toward the specified direction, dealing magic damage to the enemies hit along the way. As I mentioned a while ago, the skills in abyssal form triggers the abyssal mark effect. When the skill triggers the abyssal mark effect, its cooldown will reset immediately and ready to be used again. Selena's ultimate morphs her into their elven form. This skill is already available at the start of the game. Upon entering the elven form, she gains additional move speed for a short period of time. In this form, she is granted a different set of skills and she now becomes a ranged hero. Take note that every time she morphs, the cooldown of all her skills except for her ultimate skill will reset immediately.
I only have time for handsome guys.
There are so many items that you can buy for Selena. In my opinion, you can consider magic shoes or arcane boots for Selena. Magic shoes grants skill cooldown reduction and additional move speed. It can help you cast more skills because of the cooldown reduction. On the other hand, arcane boots provide magic damage penetration and additional movement speed. It can provide more magic damage dealt to enemies because of the additional magic damage penetration. Buying magic items, such as Calamity Reaper, can boost your damage effectively. This item gives you additional magic power, mana regen, and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive grants you additional true damage on your next basic attack after using a skill. Triggering the passive of this skill also grants you additional movement speed. Given that her skills have low cooldown and are also reset after morphing into another form, this item is the best pick for Selena. I can also suggest items, such as Ice Queen Wand for mana regen and additional move speed. Ice Queen Wand can also provide additional slow effect to the enemy every time they're hit by your skills. Items such as Concentrated Energy can also be considered because it provides additional HP and Spell Vamp. Spell Vamp can greatly increase your survivability. Selena deals burst magic damage, so this item is helpful for your survival during team fights. You can also consider Feather of Heaven to deal additional magic damage on your basic attacks. This also grants you additional attack and movement speed. This item can help you deal more basic attacks and chase down enemies. The remaining items will now depend on the enemy's lineup, so make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game.
You destroyed a turret!
One of the best spells to be used on Selena is Petrify. You can use it to stun the surrounding enemies during combat. This is a good spell for Selena since she fights in melee combat. You can also use Retribution to farm faster, and also use it to slow enemies when you have the specific jungle item for it. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Mage Emblem set. Custom Mage Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as a mage assassin. Set agility to its max level because it can give you extra move speed. Higher move speed will give you higher mobility to either escape or chase enemies. Setting observation to max level will provide additional magic penetration on your skills. Higher magic penetration deals more magic damage to enemies. That means your skills will be more explosive during team fights. Get Impure Rage to deal extra damage depending on the enemy's current HP. Impure Rage also restores your mana. For me, it's the best thing to get since Impure Rage has 5 seconds cooldown. This makes her skills more powerful with Impure Rage since it has low cooldown. The mana restored by Impure Rage helps you to avoid buying items with high mana regen. In terms of upgrading skills, it actually depends on your playing style on Selena. In terms of the Kurumi way, I max the first skill first since I find the first skill of the Abyssal form powerful. It also gives the first skill higher damage and lower cooldown. I prioritize the second skill less since the first skill is what deals more damage to the enemies. Usually, I follow a combo. Before going in combat, use Selena's Elven form and release the Abyssal Arrow. When the Abyssal Arrow hits the enemy, follow it up with the Abyssal Trap. Then, quickly morph into the Abyssal form and use Soul Eater to empower the next basic attack. Then, use Garrote to dash forward to the enemy. Dashing forward also means damaging them in the process when the enemy is hit. Since skills from Elven form gave Abyssal marks to the enemy, Garrote will have its cooldown reset. Empowered by Soul Eater, do a basic attack which will make you leap towards the enemy. Depending on the situation, you can use Garrote again since its cooldown is reset. Then, do basic attacks while waiting for Soul Eater's cooldown. Depending on the situation, you can either wait for Soul Eater's cooldown or morph into Elven form. If the enemy is not yet dead, morph into Abyssal form and repeat the combo. This combo is deadly when you have the Calamity Reaper equipment and Impure Rage from the custom MAGE emblem set. I don't suggest being too aggressive if you can't aim your skills properly. You have to sharpen your aiming skills. It is because it's best to have the enemy stunned before engaging. If ever the Abyssal arrow misses the target, you can wait for its cooldown and try to hit the enemy again. It still depends on your playing style on Selena. You can spam your ultimate skill since it gives you additional movement speed every time you use it. Also, it doesn't have mana cost. Being an assassin means you have to wait for the right timing before engaging. So be sure to wait for the perfect timing before engaging. The good thing about Selena is the garrote skill. She can use it to either dash towards the enemy or escape death. This makes her so mobile as an assassin. Aside from her destructive skills, she also has the Abyssal Trap as a supportive skill. The Abyssal Trap can serve as a vision for a certain area. This is helpful if this is planted in the bush. If the enemy hides in the bush with the Abyssal Trap, the enemy can be seen in the mini-map. Using this Abyssal Trap as a supportive skill for vision can help teammates avoid ganks and team fights. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Selena. This video just guides you on how to use Selena the Karumi way. So, once again, this is Karumi and that's how you use Selena. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to my channel for more content by clicking on the subscribe button below. Cheers!